with the loans, we looked at the different interest rates and the different lengths of the loan. And so the different lengths of the loan, that's kind of up to you based on what you can afford. The shorter the loan, the higher your monthly payments. Also, so yeah, that's great to have a shorter loan, get it paid off sooner, but you're going to end up paying more each month. You pay less in interest, the bank gets to keep less money from you that way, but your payments are higher each month, and that might not be affordable. And then we also looked at kind of comparing the different interest rates and how much money you end up paying. And if your interest rate is low, you pay less. The higher your interest rate, the more you pay. And your interest rate is high if your credit score isn't very good. And so that's what you were reading about last night were credit scores. So you had this first one, what's in a credit report. So kind of went through everything that's in there, public information, and if there could be mistakes, different people that can access it. And then you read this one, which basically is the breakdown. So your payment history is 35% of your credit score. So you want to make sure you always make your payments on time. That's going to be your payment history. And then your amounts owed, that is another 30%. So another really big category there. It's how much you owe on your current bill, your current credit card bills or loans in general. It could be a car loan. And it's not just how much you owe, it's how much you owe in relationship to your limits. So if you and I both have a credit card and we both owe $1,000, but if your limit is $1,000, you owe 100%, right? You've used your whole credit card. If my limit is $10,000 and I've only used $1,000, I've only used 10%, and that looks better. So the amounts owed are in relationship to how much you have available to you, your limits. And then they also do like your income ratio, like how much money do you make in relationship. So that was one of I kind of put that on there on the Google form in, I don't remember how I asked it, but if you owe $1,000 and you're not going to use that credit card anymore, you could request a credit increase and keep that $1,000 balance and keep making your payments, of course, so that it looks a little bit better, so that you don't have it maxed out. All right. But going a little bit more into credit scores, their impact on loans, which I know we looked at a little bit, but we'll just kind of compare these different scenarios. So we are going to do this Google Doc today. I think you have it as an assignment to make your own copy, maybe, or you can choose to make a copy. No. I don't know how it's set up, but make a copy of this. This is what we're going to do. I don't know if it automatically did today or not. Sometimes I don't always set that up correctly. I'm going to make a copy just so the original isn't there. Okay. So this will be our copy. So this is what we're going to do in class today. A couple of other things. So I have this up here. So from one of our repayment options yesterday, if the mortgage was $650,000 for 30 years, this was the monthly payment, $2,828.84. That was on that last table on the last page. An amortization schedule is a breakdown of how much you pay every month. So every month, this is your payment, $2,828.84. It's the same. Again, this is a 30-year loan, so I'm going to keep scrolling, and we're going to go all the way down, if I just got this loan now, to April 2051. And the payment is still the same. This is what we also filled out. We made our own yesterday on that front page. But this tells you principal, how much is going towards your loan, and interest. So notice this first payment, you're paying just over $1,000 in principal and $1,700 in interest that the bank is keeping. And so your interest is only going down about $3 every month. So you're paying over $1,700 a month in interest. So that first year, the bank is making over $20,000 off of you for this home loan. So it's just something to kind of think about. And this is the total interest. So you can see what May 2021, they're making close to $21,000 off of you from that first year. So again, that's why they're going to give you the loan. So even though you're paying $2,800 every month, your loan has only gone down about $13,000 in a year, even though you're paying $33,000. So just something to keep in mind. When you buy a home, they will give you a copy of this. When you get a car, you can request a copy, or you can just Google it. I just Googled this and kind of typed it in. Really easy to find. And then this other link I wanted to show you guys, you can get an estimator for your credit score. So FICO credit scores are used by 90% of lenders. So if you go through this, say it's you and you're like, I've never had a credit card, I've never had a loan, they're going to be like, look, you don't have a credit score. You have to have at least something open for 6 months. And so that's why if your parents have something and can put you on their account, that's a great option. Well, it's a great option if they are going to pay the bill. Not all adults are responsible and reliable. So if that's not the case, don't have them put you on theirs and start out with bad credit. All right, now this is what we're doing. But I wanted to go over that amortization thing because that is part of your homework tonight. You have a different one. It's a Google form. It is really short. It's a new amortization schedule, and then it asks you a few questions on it, just kind of seeing if you understand how to read that. So that's your homework. Again, it's 5 questions, a couple multiple choice, a couple type your answers. All right, so this is what we are doing today. So for this activity, you'll need the credit scores you calculated in the previous activity. If you haven't done that, do it. We're not going to do it. So I'm going to tell you what scores we are going to use. We are going to use 625 for Sam. And for Jessica, we're going to use 800. And Danielle's is 685. That's given to us. Okay. Now assume that each of the 3 students has graduated from college, maintained their credit score, secured a $50,000 per year job, and now wants to go car shopping. Use this to determine how much the loan is going to cost each of them. So this is the information we're going to enter before I open the next page. So their estimated score, we're just going to copy down here. It's not changing. Sorry, that's something I prefer to do. Just little things that, okay, so I centered that. So it's 60 month, new auto loan. So 60 month is going to be 5 year. We're going to look at the national, the loan principal amount is $21,000, and then the score varies by person. And then we're going to hit the calculate button. All right, so step 1, select the type of loan. So it defaults to 30-year fixed. Remember, fixed, that means your interest rate isn't changing. 30-year fixed is going to be for home loans. We're going down here to 60-month new auto. Select the state you live in. It said to go national, and then the loan amount we're using is $21,000. We're going to hit calculate because we want to see the range for everyone. All right. I was going to try to do, I don't think I can share, maybe I'm wrong, 2 different tabs at once. Like I know I could open it and put it next to it, but I don't think that Zoom will let me do that. So I'm going to have to bounce back and forth. So for Sam, 625, we're going to go up here. 625 is this one. His APR is 10.547%. His monthly payment is $452. And the total interest paid is $6,112. So for the total amount paid then, that's not given to us here, right? That was it. That's the only thing they gave us. So for the total amount paid, we need to take the interest paid, the amount that the bank's keeping, and add it to the amount of the loan, $21,000. So $21,000 plus $6,112 is going to be $27,112. All right, Jessica, her score is 800. So she's up here in the best category. Her APR is 3.908. Her monthly payment is $386. Interest paid here is $2,153. And then total paid, again, we're going to add that 2,000 to 21,000, so it becomes $23,153. And then Danielle is at 685, so somewhere in the middle. Her interest rate is 7.58, and her payments are 422. And her interest paid is $4,296. Make it a little bit bigger. And so then her total, 21 plus 4 is 25,296. So we can see just kind of from these 3 comparing them. So this is just comparing the different interest rates. Sam doesn't have a good credit score, 10.5%. Jessica, 3.9% with her great credit score. Danielle, a little bit better at almost 7.6%. You can see how much money. Again, this total interest paid, that's how much money the bank is making off of them. That's what that means. And then the amount paid, that's how much money ended up costing them, because all 3 of them are buying the same car for $21,000. All right, number 3, what is the difference in APR by Sam and Jessica? So Sam is 10.547% minus, that's a 10, should be a 10, not a, minus Jessica's is 3.908%. So with your calculators, I got 6.639%. If you got something different, let me know. I may have typed something in wrong. I make mistakes. So difference in 6.6%. because of a crappy credit score. How does the APR difference impact their monthly payments and total interest? So let's see. Sam pays $452, Jessica pays $386. So $452 minus $386. Jessica pays $66 less every month. And then $3,959 less over the course, over the 5 years of the loan. So she pays almost $4,000 less for that car because she has good credit. So it's only $66 a month. And maybe you're thinking only, like, that's not a big deal. Or maybe you're thinking like, yeah, I'm going to save $60 a month. Like, you could, a lot of you for your bad habits said it was eating out or Starbucks. That was the most common. Some people said shopping. There were a few other random ones, but like getting food or Starbucks or something like that every day was a big thing. So, I mean, you could, if you're eating out fast food, that's probably what, I don't know, 4 or 5 fast food meals. Restaurants, 2 to 3, depending on where you're going. Starbucks, that's 12 or 13 Starbucks trips, maybe. So hypothesize here. What if they were buying a car with $42,000 principal instead? So 42,000 is double 21,000. So assuming the payments will double, right? And it's not going to perfectly double when you double the amount, but if we assume the payments will double, Sam will pay almost $8,000 more than Jessica for the same car. And it's not quite 8,000, right? This isn't almost 4,000, but it's almost $8,000. All right. And then, so that's for a car, right? $20,000, $40,000, depending on what kind of car. You can get decent cars in that range. But let's talk about a house. So this one, it says they're trying to finance $250,000 for a condo using a 30-year fixed mortgage. And yes, that's doable if you're not in California, or especially around here. So $250,000, 30-year fixed. So we're going to go back and redo this. We're going to do 30-year fixed, national is staying the same, and we're going to do 250,000. All right, so their credit scores are not changing. What are they? 625, 800, and 685. So 625, 800, and 685. All right, so we'll start with Sam again. 625, his credit score, not very good. He's down here. Notice this doesn't even go below 620. And we saw that credit scores go much lower than that, but you're probably not going to get a loan. That's the problem. If your credit score is that bad, the bank's not going to give you any money. All right, so his interest rate is 4.343%. 4.343%. His monthly payment is $1,243. And he's going to pay the bank $197,660. Right? Did I do that right? Just making sure I copied it all down right. So the total amount paid here then, we're going to add that to 250,000 because that's the price of the house plus the interest. So he's going to end up paying $447,660. Notice he's paying almost $200,000 in interest for a condo that's $250,000. So he's almost doubling his price because his credit score sucks. Where Jessica, her score, 800 is considered really good credit. 2.754% interest with a monthly payment of $1,021. Oops. And her interest then is $117,608. So her total price is $367,608. So that's a difference of $80,000. Even though her payment is only, what, $222 less every month, that's about $80,000 that you could put towards retirement or living life some other way, not to give to the bank. Even if you don't want to save it, you don't want to give it to the bank. They make enough money, as you can see. All right, 685, then 3.153. 3.153 is $1,075. 3.153% makes her payment $1,075. And her interest then is $136,910. So Danielle will end up paying $386,910. So you can see her credit score is not great. It's 685, but she's still not paying nearly as much as Sam, $60,000 less. And her credit score is only 60 points higher. Again, you're not going to get a loan if you're much lower than Sam, but you don't have to be perfect. It helps, but you don't have to be. So if somebody asked you, why should I bother worrying about my credit score? What would you tell them? And that's the last question. So you're going to finish that and then you're going to submit that. There's no reason that this doesn't get submitted in the next like 10 minutes, really. If you need me to go back to something, I can. So you're going to finish this and then you have that one, what's it called? Google form on the amortization, kind of the breakdown of your payment every month. And so hopefully this helps you realize why your credit score should matter. If you have questions, I am happy to stick around. Otherwise, tomorrow for Friday, you will have some sort of attendance question to answer by noon. Everything else is done at 3 or due at 3 o'clock.